Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Sheldon, and this is another episode of Behind the Enthusiast. Today, we're taking a look at the 2021 Harley Davidson Pan America Special. So let's get into it. Guys, so I'm just doing a little test ride here. I'm gonna get some audio for you guys so you get my first impression of the bike, and then we'll go from there. So at the moment, I'm just cruising around. I just filled up. I put about 16 liters of gas in the tank for $23. Ambulance, I guess. Cool. I don't know why they put their siren on. I was coming up to a stop sign. Maybe they thought I wasn't going to stop. I don't know. But just cruising around right now. I'm just in, I guess, road mode, street mode, whatever it's called. And it's just kind of, I don't know, just like the basic mode. And so it's I don't know, pretty straightforward, I guess. Switch over to sport mode. Now sport mode livens the bike up quite a bit. So yeah, and the brakes, holy smokes, these brakes are crazy good. I mean, we've got dual calipers up the front anyway, so this bike has a lot of stopping power, so that's always a good thing. Now, I was a little bit concerned about the weight of this bike because it looks really big. However, I'm not concerned at all. This thing does not feel heavy. Like, it is super agile. In sport mode, I don't feel like it flexes as much in the suspension, so I think it stiffens the suspension a little bit, which is fine. I'm cool with that. And so there is another mode that apparently makes things softer, so I'm gonna try that. So we'll switch over to, I don't know, shows my bike on a mountain. So it shouldn't be as torquey, I guess. Throttle maybe won't be as responsive. Well, maybe not. Still seems pretty responsive to me. So I think it changes the suspension. I'll have to look up some of the other changes for the modes for you guys so that everything is accurate. But first impression, I can't really tell the difference, honestly. Now, the one thing that I did notice, this motorcycle actually has suspension that drops. I think it's 1 inch as soon as you turn the bike on and when you come to a stop. And then as soon as you start riding again, it raises the suspension. I noticed that as soon as I filled up for gas. And you know what? Right now, I'm in that off-roading mode. The suspension is very squishy. It's very bouncy. I feel like I'm bouncing quite a bit, so there is a difference. There is, oh wow, okay, I'm bouncing. Like, it's almost like when you see a car that has blown shocks. That's what it feels like right now. So it's very soft. I don't know if I really like that necessarily. You know, I do like a bit of a stiffer suspension. But I'm just cruising right now. Now, there are two other modes one of them being rain mode, and I don't think those modes are really gonna come in handy right now. So I'm gonna put it back into sport mode. That seems to be the best mode for me anyway. There we go. The suspension's stiff again. So, and I think the throttle is more responsive as well. So I'm gonna keep it that way because I want to see how responsive this brand new engine really is, even at, somewhat low RPM, which is more or less 4,000. I'm playing around there. The bike runs happily at about 3,700, and it's brand new, so I'm not going to be going up anywhere near the 9,000 red line, and this motor revs really high, like really, really high, but it's pretty happy around 4,000. So I'm not gonna go crazy on it just because it does need to be broken in. I'm not the person to be breaking it in. I'm literally just going around cruising, giving you guys the basics, of my first impression of this bike, and it is crazy. It is so crazy, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I may not be able to show you, but the mirror placement is perfect. I know I complained about the mirror placement on the Street Bob, but this is perfect. I don't have to move my body. My shoulders are not in the way. I have broad shoulders, and I don't have to move. I literally do not have to move. The mirrors are perfect. I can see past myself, right behind me, to the sides. Don't even have to move. The display screen is awesome. There are a few options. Obviously, you guys can go through them and change them to whatever you guys want. Personally, I'm just keeping it on range right now. Trip, odometer, temperature, range. I'm just going to leave it at range because I kind of want to know what the range is like on this bike. When I did fill up, I think it was 340 kilometers. Something like that. I'm at 335 right now, and I'm only about 10 minutes in. So the range is, I would say about 350 for the tank. Depends on how you ride, obviously, but you're getting pretty darn close to 400 kilometers on this Pan America Special. That is, to me, crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think the fuel capacity, I'll have to double check for you guys. But the fuel capacity, or the fuel efficiency rather, the fuel efficiency is really, really good by the looks of things. It has a great range, so I love that. This windshield is blocking everything. It's awesome. I see lots of bugs on it already. And here's the other thing. The one thing that I noticed is you can lean back and you get lots of airflow still. You don't get any head buffering, like the wind buffering where your head's bottling around. I don't feel any of that, which is awesome. This windshield is perfect height. It's awesome. Mirrors are awesome. The controls are really nice as well. I don't find that anything's too awkward. The turn signals, which I think the turn signals are really easy. They're very much like my DRZ. You push it left, you push it right, you can cancel it by pushing the button. And not only that, but this actually has automatic canceling signals. So you don't actually have to cancel it, which is awesome. I love that feature. You've got your emergency four-ways, all those things. You've got cruise control, you've got high beams, you've got some controls for voice as well, which I'm not going to be able to use. There's a stabilizer system on the bike already, which I think is pretty cool, pretty handy. I've never ridden with a bike that has had one on it, so I'm kind of indifferent to that because I don't know what kind of difference it's going to make for me personally, because I have nothing to compare it to really. The handguards are a nice touch. The tank, as massive as this tank looks and, well, kind of feels, I don't think it actually feels that big, because I mean, looking at it, I mean, you feel like you have a big tank under you, but it's kind of misleading. It's really not. So yes, this looks like a big bike. It doesn't really feel overall like a big bike. If you're just concentrating on hugging the tank, I would say that it feels about the same size as any of the Softails that I've been on. So it's pretty comparable in that regard. So yeah, I don't really know what else to be talking about, because this bike is so good. The Throttle Bar Wire is the only thing I didn't really like to start with. Obviously, I've gotten used to it now that I've been riding it for about 20-30 minutes. However, it was a little bit difficult to, downshift and whatever, because I'm not used to the throttle response. And the other thing that, well, I guess this is probably the only downside really that I can see, is where they've put the Jiffy stand. The Jiffy stand is easily accessible, which I like. However, the thing that I don't like is that it is super, super close to the shifter, and you will accidentally, which I already have, accidentally hit it while downshifting, and it kills the bike. So I was at speed. I was doing, 50 or 60. I hit it, killed the bike, had to pull over because I was like, what the hell? So I pulled over and started the bike back up. There was no problem. But it is a safety feature from what I was told. So you have to watch out for that. I think if anybody from Harley is watching this video, I think if you guys had moved it up about another inch, which I've looked, there's room. If you had moved it up another inch, it would have probably been perfect. And I wouldn't be complaining about it at all in this video. So other than that, I think, I'm not driving at night right now. I don't know if I actually will get to do that experience. But right now, it is really, really nice during the day. Ooh, listen to that. That throttle response is crazy. Honestly, this motor has so much power and torque, and it sounds great. It doesn't really sound like a Harley. I mean, it does in a way, but it doesn't, it sounds like a little off. It's like maybe the cool brother of a Harley. Like a Harley is kind of like the old man, is loud and rowdy, and then he got his son. Everyone would probably think that that's a Sportster, but it's not. It's this bike. It's this engine. It's this Revolution Max engine, which is also in the Sportster S. And if I get the opportunity to test ride that bike, it is detuned for that particular model, unfortunately. But, it is what it is. I'm hoping that I have a really good experience on that one as well, even if it is tuned down. So, yeah, I can't think of really anything that would, dissuade me from buying this bike, honestly. So, here's the thing. This bike is so sick. So sick. Honestly, I was a little, I guess, hesitant at first, actually taking it out for a ride. And, I've been on lots of Harleys, but this one is just so unique, so different, and it's not the most powerful engine that I've ever had between my legs, but it is a really nice one, and I can't stop thinking that this is an amazing bike. Now I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, what about the technical specs? Who cares about the technical specs? Okay, honestly, I don't care. It's got 150 horsepower, and I really don't care, because it's the experience. It's all about the experience. This thing gets up and goes so quickly. It sounds so good. It's super smooth. It's not choppy. The shifts are smooth, as long as you get used to the Throttle Bar Wire, which I have. So it's really, really nice. And I don't know. I mean, I don't have any real problems with this bike. I really don't. I'm loving this. I just want to keep it. Can I keep it? Am I allowed to keep it? Well, actually, it's not really up to me. You know, it's up to my work, which the answer is going to be no unless you're paying for it. So, no, I'm not going to be keeping it. But I will have it for one whole night. That is it. One whole night. It's kind of like a one-night stand, I guess you could say. A one-night stand with a Harley. And, yeah. It's kind of bittersweet, honestly, being able to review these bikes and ride some of these bikes, because you get to take them out for one night. That's it. It's literally a one-night stand with a motorcycle, and it's never enough, you know, because, especially this one, because I'm falling in love with this one. This one's just so nice. I love it. I absolutely love it. And if you guys don't believe me, go for a test ride on one. I'm not even joking. I dare you to. I dare you to test ride a Pan America, especially the Special, and see what it's all about. Because this thing is crazy, crazy good. And I don't want to get off. I don't want to stop riding it.